everybody? It's Monday. It means it's time. It's 5. It means it's time for the box seat to come on. I'm your host, Frank Holder. Here with me is the comedians, both known as Talent and Fig. These comics. Listen, if you don't know by now, these comics have been in a lot of things: comedy films, comedy television shows, films, TV. Listen, restaurants. Y'all did restaurants. Y'all did specials. Y'all done everything related. And now they're in something that's called a sports talk show, where we get ready to sit here and talk sports. First of all, before I jump into it, how you guys doing? How was your weekend? Fig, how was your weekend?
Man, good, man. The thing that you left out is weddings, funerals, and bar mitzvahs.
There you go.
It was a good weekend, Frank.
That's good to hear.
Everything was good. You know what I mean? Coming to a close. You know, it's I always look forward to Monday. Monday starts right over again. I love it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let's jump into the show. The show, we always start off every day actually, with the COVID report. COVID report today is really interesting because last night's game between Toronto and Chicago got postponed. Toronto's next game looks like it's going to get postponed. Meanwhile, the NBA is preparing for the All-Star weekend, whereas several of their executives have already caught COVID and they're still moving forward with it. So, Talent, I'm kind of at a loss of how the NBA is going to be planning on making up these games and everything else. I can't see how they're doing, especially for teams like Toronto. They got ready to pay almost back-to-backs every night now from the second half of the schedule. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think that anybody that's ever had a regular job know it ain't going to be hard. You know, when your boss make you come in on your day off.
Yeah.
That's what the NBA about to do to everybody. All those days off, when you looked at that schedule, you had all these days off. Those are all going to be coming on your day off work days now. They'll make it up. Trust me. They thought about this long and hard going into it. And I'm sure not one person in the decision-making office of the NBA said, we ain't going to be able to do it. When they pulled the plug, they knew they was going to do this by any means necessary. So, and then it's Toronto.
Right.
I was just talking to some people in Rochester and Buffalo over the weekend, and we was like, the perfect NBA sense for Toronto would have been for that team to buckle down and play in Buffalo.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense to me. Vic, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I just thought about what he said. That means that other teams would have to travel to Buffalo?
Yeah.
I guess so. I mean, look, if they travel to Toronto, I guess they can travel to Buffalo. I'm like, listen, I think the way to describe it and to sum it up, put it in one big ball, is popular culture. And I think the song that best describes this situation is cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all.
I think somebody's going to be mad at you about the rights for that, but we'll talk about that later. Before I forget, let me just throw this out there real fast, and then I want to come back to this. J.J. Watt just signed with the Arizona Cardinals. Breaking news, 2 years, $31 million deal. And he got $23 million guaranteed off that. So J.J. Watt, I'm going to come back to J.J. Watt shortly, but that breaking news with that. So he signed a 2-year deal with Arizona, which wasn't even on his list of teams that he said he wanted to go to. So that throws all that up right there.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, like I thought it was going to be, it was looking like it was going to be the Steelers, supposed to be the Buffalo, the Dolphins, and a couple other teams, but he didn't even mention the Arizona Cardinals. So, you know, that's where we are.
Well, you know what, Frank? Maybe he likes the quarterback like you do.
I don't like the quarterback of Arizona Cardinals.
I thought you like Arizona's quarterback.
No, I like the LA. That's my Herbert.
Who's quarterback of Arizona?
The little short guy.
Yeah, they compare him to Wilson.
Yeah, he's all right.
I thought you liked that guy. Yeah, I thought you liked.
Nah, he's all right. He's all right.
You know what I mean?
He's better than all right. He's better than all right. He's better than all right. He's better. All right, let me get the show rolling on a bit, because I had a thought this morning. I heard baseball's coming in. Everybody wants us to talk about baseball, so I'm gonna throw this out there since it's a baseball topic. Okay, it's a baseball topic. 2 years ago, the Houston Astros won the World Series. They got caught cheating with the signing, stealing, the cameras, video thing during the World Series. Not during playoffs, not during practice, not during taping not like how football scandal with the Patriots, not like anybody. They got caught cheating during the World Series. Matter of fact, their third baseman had a microphone come on his chest, and he got caught on camera holding the chest saying, don't, when he hit a game winning, don't touch my shirt, don't touch my, he got caught. Now, here's the question. AJ Hinch is now managing again. He got 1 year suspension. He's managing again in baseball now for Detroit. I'm gonna ask you, Talent. Do you think if you get caught cheating at such a high level again, that you should be allowed to manage in baseball again at all? What's your thought?
Absolutely not. Not cheating. There's a lot of things. I think you got a lead way to get caught with and kind of get reprimanded and make your way back. But I think when you're cheating, especially the key thing is what you said. You said you got caught at the highest level in the highest game. I don't think so. I think that's a shame on you that you should not be able to come back. And when I say come back, I mean at a high level. I mean, can he have a custodial work in the league? Yes, absolutely. You know, can he be that guy? Yeah, but can you come back and kind of work the same way you work? I think you don't teach a lesson that way.
You know what my thought was? The first thing when I heard that they managed for a year, Pete Rose bet on baseball and he got banned for the entire forever. This dude cheated during the World Series in 1 year, the World Series, and which they won, by the way. Let's do that, which they won, by the way. And a year, some change later, he's back managing a different team. Fig, what's your thought process on that?
Well, the thing is that, baseball is very traditional and they keep all their little traditional stuff and stuff like that. They don't let you do steroids. They don't want the ball juice. And they mad at Pete Rose and they're going to be mad at this guy for he's cheating and stuff like that. But if they ever want to be popular again, they better do something. That's all I need to tell you because baseball is whack. Let me tell you about a baseball game. One time I turned a baseball game on in the first inning. And it was when I had just moved. And what I did is I set up all my paint, the stuff and everything, and I painted an entire room in my house. And when I went back and looked at the baseball again, they were still in the first inning.
Okay. That's not what we talk about, but okay. we ain't talking about your love for the game. We talking about a certain issue for the game. So
hey,
I'm gonna go
if they let Bill Belichick do it, why not this do it?
No, don't even do that. That's
if
not
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You just don't want to talk about Bill's cheating behind because you're a Patriots fan.
I'm not yelling. One, I'm not yelling. Number two, Bill Belichick and the Patriots got caught taping a practice 2 weeks after it got banned in the league. Everybody was doing it. They just got caught. This dude was cheating on a level that's never happened in any sport at all. You can't name a sport where somebody got caught cheating on it. And 1 year later, this is why I have an issue with it. 1 year later, literally. Now, even though Alex Cora, who's now managing for the Red Sox, I think he should be banned, even though I love him. I love Alex Cora. I have an issue with you coming back after you cheating the World Series, bro. That's my issue.
No, but Frank, you hit the best part in the analogy of comparing it to the whole Pete Rose thing. You got to realize this is what happens when people feel a certain way about you. When people got it in for you, this is why Pete Rose got lifetime. When people got it in for you, they just sitting back waiting for any little thing they can get their hands on. This is just a guy who got caught and had to fall on the sword. Pete Rose, however, was that guy that many people at the higher ups, how do we get him out of here? And they couldn't legally until he gave him an out.
Yeah.
What happened why the guy got caught is because he was like, is this thing on? Hello? Can you hear me? Turn up the music in my headphones.
You know what I think how they got caught? I think they got caught. I think the whole thing tipped off when the third I cannot remember the dude's name. He's running home after he won the game-winning home run, and he's holding his chest. And I think that's what tipped him off. Say, oh, and he's holding the microphone.
They thought he was having a heart attack.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. But Fig is right. They were concerned for the wrong reason. They was like, check that guy out. I think he's having palpitations. And they opened up that jersey, and they seen a whole DJ equipment set underneath that jacket.
His excuse was he was an undercover agent for the FBI.
Yeah. But the funny thing is honestly, they did it. They were so blatant with the banging on the trash cans and the bank with the signs and everything else. They literally thought they could get away with it, which they ultimately did for a little while. But I don't know, man. Let's move the conversation on. I want to ask you all this, man. This morning, I saw a video. It was all those sports and everything else about Drew Brees. Drew Brees was working out, and every single commentator up there, Talent, I'm going to throw this question out to you. Everything like, yeah, he's just working out. And listen, I don't know about you, Talent, But if I'm pushing a sled like that and I'm busting my ass in February, I'm coming back to play in the NFL. I don't know what they were talking about. I can't see him working out like that, but that's what I'm doing. What you think?
Right. No, I agree with you. I think that he's finally, if he's going to retire, then he's finally going to shut up and dribble, as Laura Ingram said. But I don't think he's doing that. He's trying to make a comeback. If you see somebody out there working, it was February. You know what I mean? We just hit March 1st. So I think that's a sign and inclination that get ready. He's trying to make that super comeback. And guys like him are very competitive. Let's make no mistake about it. He's looking at it last year of like a Aaron Rodgers last year, and he's trying to do that because this season didn't end the way, if he was going to quit, that he wanted it to, with the injury and missing a bunch of games and in and out. And I think if Drew Brees is going to go out, he want to go out with at least a complete season. That's just what I think.
That's what I think too. I think Fig, I'm gonna throw it to you, but I think if he's pushing a sled this February, I think what you shake your head for? You agree or disagree?
No, man, because his wife basically, this is what happened. His wife said, listen, she said, I'm a lot younger than you. You're an older guy. You want to retire from football. It's okay. She said, but if you want to keep all this sexiness and stuff like that, you're going to have to keep in shape, baby. So Drew Brees got out there with a sled and some weights. He said, yo, I got to continue to work out because my wife is younger than me. And she told me if I want to keep her, I'm going to have to stay in football shape.
Yeah, Fig, I don't agree.
I don't know what the hell Fig talking about. Planet Hollywood is $10 a month.
Not only that, his bank account got 9 zeros. She ain't going nowhere.
Hey, listen, man, they've been Frank. Like I know, there've been plenty of wives that said they ain't going nowhere, but you ain't getting nothing neither.
Yeah, but she ain't one of them. She got too many zeros.
Yeah, but she ain't one.
We talked about man Rodney Perry. Rodney Perry, he joined the show. Rodney, what's going on, brother?
Rodney knows.
Rodney Perry, man, what's your opinion, man? You see Drew Brees pushing that sled on ESPN this morning. Everybody's saying he ain't coming back. Don't you worry about it. I'm thinking he's coming back, bro. He got everybody fooled. That's what I'm thinking.
If he comes back, he's an idiot.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
If first of all, they had already broke his ribs up. Okay, Drew Brees needs to go sit down somewhere. He's way more fragile than Roethlisberger or Tom Brady. He gets hurt. This is not his first time getting hurt last year either. Yeah. And so Drew Brees needs to go sit down somewhere before they dig. He be sitting up there with the CTE.
Okay. All right. Let me throw this out there to you all. So everybody here thinks he should sit down, but we all do agree he's coming back. Like, does anybody think he's not coming back?
He's not coming back.
All right, okay. Well, I'm put for the record. I think he might be coming back. I can't figure out why he would be working out like that.
I'm clowning, of course, but Drew Brees is small, he's older, and he has multiple injuries. If he comes back, like Rodney said, he a damn fool.
No, I agree with that part. And
he's rich.
Yeah, he's super rich. Like he must be.
Yeah, but sports athletes, guys, let's be real. Athletes are big ass kids. Right. They're grown men getting paid a buku shoeload of money to play the game we all love to play as kids. They're extending their childhood sports for pay. Maybe he's not done having fun.
Yeah.
Maybe when he broke his ribs, that was the most fun he's had since skating on those metal skates back in the day. Maybe he had a good time healing back up. I say he plays. And I'm willing to bet on this.
I say he does too, because I think when he was walking off the court, remember when he was on the field with Tom Brady, Tom was like, listen, if you got one more year in your tank, why not do it? Why not go?
Wait a minute. I got to ask Talent a question. Talent, you mean to tell me those metal skates that we wore as kids and skated on the hard concrete, vibrating and shaking our mind up like that? You look back on that experience and you think that was fun?
Oh, I had a great time. I don't know about you. Maybe your neighborhood streets was worse than mine, but I had a good time. I didn't know I was hurting myself.
Let me go ahead,
one last thing, Frank. Okay. Talent. The metal skate analogy has to be stopped. Okay. Now, Drew Brees comes back. Maybe he had a good time. Maybe breathing through pain feels good to him. Maybe blood in his urine and his stool, he likes that. But I'm gonna say he probably don't. And he's like, you know what? I don't want that shit ever again.
Yeah, listen, I can't even disagree with that part of it. But if he's not feeling pain, if he doesn't have blood in his stool, and he feels good, and he think he got one more year in him, I think that's why he's running up and down, with that slide, pushing that slide. I can't see that.
Bro, let's be real. All jokes aside, look at his age bracket of quarterbacks. Look how many are still playing this game. You don't think that's incentive for a top-notch quarterback like a Drew Brees to say, one more year?
Yeah,
you don't think that?
Here's the incentive.
Now, I agree with you on this talent. That he's super competitive. He lost to Tom Brady again. That might get him back on the field.
That's what I was saying. He's maybe 1 or 2 plays of getting to the Super Bowl with the chance of possibly winning. You know what I mean? Like that Super Bowl light is, that light is really, really bright.
I say Tom Brady closed the door on all of them. Everybody, come here. You too. You too. All of them old dudes that thought they didn't go home. Tom Brady slammed the door on their finger.
Yeah, because
all I can say is this. They do not serve avocado ice cream in New Orleans. You better bite the head off that dead crawfish.
Yeah. Now let me throw this out there to Rodney Perry first. I'm gonna throw this next question out to you, Rodney Perry. I noticed I skipped over that one. I skipped over that joke.
No, Frank. Y'all can't stop my metal skates and let avocado ice cream go by. This is I will sue this show so fast. You can't stop.
You know what? Tell it. We are reinstating metal skates.
Wait a minute. Y'all know that's Tom Brady's thing. If Drew Brees want to come back and be like Tom Brady, he gonna have to adopt the Tom Brady diet, which includes avocado ice cream.
Yes, it does.
Nobody knows that but you and Frank. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Where was I?
For the room.
All right, this next question is going to you, Rodney. I'm gonna start with you, bro.
Go.
Alex Smith is about to get released right now. And the team looked like the team that picked up the phone to call him. Any second now, we're going to hear that a couple of the football guys said it this morning. Alex Smith should be released any second. Alex Smith got calls already from the Chicago Bears. Chicago right now looks like is where he's going to land. How are you feeling about that?
No.
You know what? I wouldn't be mad at Alex Smith. He's a game manager. He's not going to stretch the field, but we ain't got nobody to throw to. So you kind of need a guy like Alex Smith, to be honest. Like, you need a game manager because the guy don't make mistakes.
No.
He don't make mistakes. And that might be maybe a perfect fit and a loyal organization if he can win some games.
Right. I have to agree with that part. Let's not forget this, Rodney. He was 5-1 when he started. People tend to be forgetting that part. Coming off of a major injury. Talent. What's your thought?
He was winning in San Francisco.
Yeah, and he was winning in Kansas City.
But you got to protect him. The guy,
and he was winning in Kansas City.
Protect him.
He won a lot. Let's not forget. He's a good QB. Talent. What's your
thought?
thought?
He's good. He's good. He's not. There's no question. Wherever he goes, I'm a Jet fan. I wouldn't mind having a good Alex Smith, an uninjured. You put him with a line with protection. He's going to get some W's, bro. And he's going to take a team that need that little notch, that next notch. He's a great additive. I love it.
I love it too. I absolutely think it's a great move. And I'm willing to bet, I put it going on record right now here. I'm willing to think that they'll get at least 10, 11 wins next year if they start him. That's what I would even put on the record right now. If they get him and they keep him. What you think, Fig?
Man, let me tell you something. Alex Smith had a halo around his leg. And now he's going to come back and play football in Chicago where it's cold. Let me tell you something about injuries and cold weather. They do not mix. Now, if you said Alex Smith was going to Miami, if he was going to Arizona, San Francisco, any place that's warm or had a dome, I'd be like, okay, but you're going to Chicago? Let me tell you the two worst places to go in the NFL if you're a quarterback with an injury is the frozen tundra of Green Bay and the windy city of Chicago. Those places are beyond cold. How is Alex Smith going to thrive with that leg in a place like Chicago? And he's old.
Well, I guess it depends on how good his offensive line is. Rodney Perry, is the Chicago Bears offensive line pretty good, or are they pretty bad?
Fig might have a point. But that's part of the caveat. I say it's a good look. Alex Smith is a good look if they can protect him.
Right.
You got to protect him.
Right. All right. Next question I got up is I'm going to ask my man Talent, because this is what I heard this morning, Talent. I heard that people are sitting there saying that Seattle Seahawks might want to consider firing Pete Carroll to keep Russell Wilson happy. I'm going to ask you, Talent, what you think. Look like you like
that. Frank, they should have fired his ass when he admitted that last play in the Super Bowl was his idea. They should have fired his ass. You know what I would do? I would have fired his ass, called him back in for a meeting, hired him, and fired his ass again. Because you got the number one runner, you got the number one running quarterback, you got the line, you got everything a football team could want. And the game on the line at the end of the Super Bowl, not the Sugar Bowl, the Super Bowl. And you said, let's not do none of that shit. Just throw that ball right over the middle where everybody hanging out at. Fire his ass. I'm so happy to hear that.
Rodney Perry, man, you hear that? What you think?
I like Pete Carroll. He been at the helm of this team all their great years. I think at the very least they're gonna give him another year. I'm telling you, they gonna figure this out. They're gonna figure this out. They're not gonna get rid of Pete Carroll.
I don't know about this one, bro. They're trying to keep Russell Wilson happy. What you think, Fig?
Peter Pan is 150 years old, and this kid does not age, but I think Russell Wilson is out of there for a bevy of reasons, and one of them don't have to do with Pete Carroll. I think he wants out of there because I think he's trying to pump a little life into his wife's career and put her in a place where she could be able to do some things other than in Seattle. But I do agree with Talent. You got a runner named Beast Mode that's unstoppable, and you on the 1 yard line and you throw the ball, fire his ass.
Okay.
Now hold on. Now they had 3 plays ahead of they ran the ball 3 times.
Thank you for saying that, because I was about to say it, Rodney.
Don't matter, Rodney. You on the 1 yard line, you run it 5-6 times if you got to. You're on the 1 yard line. You run that ball, you run that ball. You don't throw that ball in the middle of everybody like that in the Super Bowl. You crazy? Y'all like Pete Carroll. Fire your ass.
I'm just saying.
Fire your ass. Hey, Rodney, come in here.
Run 3 plays with nothing.
I like him.
You got to try something else.
Hey, Rodney, come here. You hired. Fire your ass. Come here, Frank. Fire your ass. Come on.
I just got here.
I get your shit. That's funny. I just got here. You ain't got nothing to get.
Let me throw this next question out to you, because we talk about quarterbacks every day. We talk about Russell Wilson. It only makes sense to talk about what Michael Irvin said over the weekend. He's talking about Russell Wilson, and he said something that we've been talking about for weeks. He was like, the power is going to the NFL quarterbacks, and he thinks Russell Wilson's now in the catbird seat, and he even alluded to Russell Wilson finding his way in a Cowboys uniform. Now, I'm going to say this. I think Jerry Jones is now a lucky dude right now. I think he's in a lucky position. This is why. Because now he knows Russell Wilson wants to come to the Cowboys. I think he's calling to make phone calls in the back saying, yo, do you think we can trade for him? Russell Wilson is cheaper, under contract, 2 more years. I don't know, Talent. I'm kind of thinking that Russell Wilson might be in a Cowboy uniform. What's your thought?
I don't doubt it. I think Jerry Jones will put a call into everybody at this point. Yeah. You know, he ain't took care of that contract of that boy Dak Prescott. You know, he done called every quarterback. People that he done quarterbacks that ain't nobody even thinking about. I heard he got a call into Tony Romo's cousin, the one that worked out with him. You know, Tony Romo's cousin throw the ball with him when he was working out. He called everybody because he don't want to pay that guy. I'm telling you, he's the cheapest biggest dude in Texas that is trying to figure an alternative plan B than to pay that money that Dak wants. So I don't doubt that. I could see him trying to get Russell over there.
Okay, all right, Fig. Fig, let me ask you. I'm gonna start with you, Fig. What you think?
This is my own sources. Jerry Jones has a call into Joe Namath, former quarterback of the New York Jets, because he won the Super Bowl back in the 70s. And I think that's who Jerry would take over Dak Prescott. So if he has an opportunity to get anybody else instead of paying Dak Prescott between $37 and $40 million, that's who Jerry is going to go with.
Honestly, Fig, if I was him, I'd be calling Dak. I'd be like, listen, Russell, you want to come over here? We'll trade. We'll bring you over because that $8, $9, $10 million could be that's a lot of money, man. But he's
gonna have to give up. He's gonna have to give up the whole damn team, and Russell's gonna be back there by his damn self.
But you could build a team around Russell Wilson. Rodney Prey, what you think?
It's sad, man. It's so sad. But I mean, Dak is proven to be the leader of that squad. You know, even with him not being there, that team rallies behind him. But man, if they get their hands on a Russell Wilson, they would automatically be winners. Right. And everybody talk about Dallas, but that would take them into the winners bracket. At the end of the day, I don't think Jerry Jones has faith that he can win with Dak Prescott. And that's what's been holding up. I think he's less cheap and more of the school. I don't believe in Dak Prescott. And that's the problem I think they have in Dallas. So if he can get his hands on Russell Wilson, a proven winner, they would go out of their way to do that.
Does anybody up here think that Russell Wilson is not as good as Dak Prescott? Anybody? Because I think Russell Wilson is way better than Dak Prescott. Everybody
I wouldn't say way better, but he's better.
I'll tell you this. You take Dak Prescott and put him in Seattle with that team that they got over there, and you take Russell Wilson and put him in Dallas, I'd love to see them go up against each other with those kind of odds. Yeah,
but Dak would be losing more games, and Dallas would be winning more games. Because I think so. I think Russell Wilson is he's dynamic. He's a special player.
I think that Dak Prescott is really good, and he had he was void of a lot of weapons. The same way that Patriot. I mean, people don't talk about this, but that line that was supposed to be so good in Dallas, they old and injured. That's not the same line. You know, that's not the number one line in the NFL. That's not the number one offensive line in the NFL. And it wasn't that great. I mean, when Dak went out, you saw what the team did.
Yeah, but you're forgetting Russell Wilson's biggest complaint right now, and to his agent, was about the offensive line for Seattle, because he's like, we need to do something while I'm out of here, because he thinks they're horrible. And then the stats from ESPN says the offensive line of the Seattle Seahawks is in the bottom 5. Now, I don't know. I haven't watched Seattle play.
I believe if I was Dak Prescott, I'd love to be throwing the ball to DK Metcalf, because that was a guy who made top dogs at least 5 or 6 weeks in a row.
Yeah, he did.
So I'd love to have that problem as Dak Prescott.
All right, let's keep the conversation moving on. Let me ask you all this. We all know and love Josh Gordon, right? We look down and we love him and everything else. Recently, he got banned again for his 6th time, this time from Seattle. And now he got picked up by a new league. This is new league right now. The new league is called, let me see, I forgot. The new league is called the Fan Control League. The team he's on is the Zappers. His new quarterback is his old quarterback, which is Johnny Manziel. And this is Josh Gordon's 6th time.
Look at Rodney's face.
Right, the Zappers. That's the name of the team. So I'm gonna ask you all this. I'm gonna start with you, Talent. Do you think Josh Gordon, because of he fouled everything he could foul, he did all the things, but he ran up to that block again. Do you think he should get at least one more chance, even though he had 6, to get into the NFL?
I mean, I'm all for chances, man. But I think once you sign with the Zappers, you can't let nobody back in that played with the Zappers.
So because with the Zappers,
what you looking at?
Yeah.
Because every time I say it, People keep looking at me. I gotta be careful. Look, it's man traffic. So every time I get ready, I look because if it's the other color, I'm cool. But if it's us, they're gonna stop and make a problem. Zappers, you know what I mean? So I just think, listen, man. I think you should go ahead and keep playing with the zappers, man, and rock out. Because clearly, when there's a lot of chances, Frank. You know, and you know how we are. You know, we brothers from another mother, and we are all for second and even third chances sometimes. Mm-hmm. You said this would be 6?
6. No, he already had his 6. He's giving.
Come on, yeah, come on, man. This ain't the 80s where 8 is enough was a hot show. Nah. No.
Rodney Perry, what you think, man? You think he should get it? Listen, he had 6 offenses. He's done everything he can do. He knows the commissioner really well. You know what I mean? He's just really an addict. He's really having issues with this, and he's very been upfront with his issues. But he wants to play in the NFL. What you think?
Man, I want to see the guy get another shot, man. I mean, he's still a good player. I mean, the Zappers, though, man.
With Johnny Manziel, too.
I didn't even know Johnny Manziel was still out there. So, I mean, maybe he goes over there, does something incredible, gets a highlight, and the NFL look at him again. But it's like, I mean, AB got another look.
Yeah, but AB was on his hurt.
AB's offenses was way worse.
Yeah, but AB's different. You know what I mean? Because his charges just happened just now. They didn't even stick. They fell through 2 or 3 of them. And then there's women issues and everything. You know what I mean? It's not really not the same.
It's not the same. It's not the same. You're right. It's not the same. But I mean, couldn't it work out in his favor? I mean, because if you think, I just hope it do, man. I don't know.
Listen, I like George Gott. I like, when he came to the Patriots, I got to really get to read more about him. And I like what I read.
He balled out in New England.
Yeah. He started to get his act together in New England. You know what I mean? And then he's for some reason when he got to Seattle, he got kicked off the Patriots because he broke that issue again. He got another chance for Seattle. When he got to Seattle, he broke it. Whatever it is, his substance is. I don't know if it's alcohol. I don't know if it's marijuana. I don't know what it is. But he broke it for his 6th time. So, Faye, do you think he should get a chance? This would be his 7th time.
Yeah, man. I think I don't even think you should bother NFL players about using whatever kind of drugs that they need to get out there on Sunday and run into each other at a high rate of speed. For 16 weeks, man. I think you give him as many chances as they want. And this is what you want to do to the guy. You want to put him on a team with a quarterback who also had a drug problem, and that's why he's not in the NFL. This is the solution. And the zappers. Now, a zapper, if for those of you that don't know what a zapper is, it's that big blue light that you have hanging in your backyard when you have a cookout to kill bugs, and that's called a zapper.
And that feeling you feel goes zap.
And not only that, that was the first name of the first taser. When they first came out with the
taser. Not to be confused with the clapper.
Here's the funny thing. Imagine running up and down the field with the name Zappers across your chest. Like that part's hard. Zappers. I just
they got the zappers, the crappers, the mappers. They got a bunch of them out there.
Yeah, I don't even know how to handle that one, man. That's woo. But I had to ask, so you know what I mean? Because honestly, in my opinion, this may sound whack and everything else. I think he should get at least one more final chance, and then and they say to him, if you do whatever it is he's doing, because whatever it is, they haven't released it. Whatever it is. That he's been upfront about it. He tells me, he's like, I'm having an issue with it. You know what I mean? Whatever it is.
I mean, he's obviously sick.
Yeah, he's sick.
So he needs a rehab. Anybody else, any other professional will get rehab.
Yeah, he needs it, and he needs it real bad. So, but he's been upfront. He ain't hiding it. Like, he tells the coach. He's upfront about it. So, hey, I don't know. We'll talk about it. But before we get ready to get into my next segment, I'm gonna ask you all. I got these questions I gotta ask you. It's just to work on, see who's up on their knowledge, so to speak. And we're gonna start calling the segment something. I don't know. I'm waiting for Talent to come up because Talent got all the great names. So I'm waiting for Talent to come up with a name with the sports trivia section. I'll wait for you to come up with that. So I'm gonna start with this one, Talent. I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna go with everybody. I'm gonna ask everybody out there. I'm gonna start this. What player holds the record for the most consecutive double doubles in the NBA? Which NBA player, Talent? You know the answer to this? Hold on, I'm gonna get to you. Right? Which player?
The most double doubles.
The most consecutive.
Consecutive.
See,
in the NBA.
Out there with that word, consecutive.
Right. That's a good word. That's a good word, consecutive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Double doubles.
I'm going to say, bro, I'm going to go with Kawhi Leonard.
Okay. Rodney Perry, who you going with?
I saw this stat this morning. I think it's LeBron James.
And Fig, who you going with?
I'll go with my man Russell Westbrook.
Okay, well, believe it or not, the answer is Kevin Love. Kevin Love had 52 consecutive double doubles straight. Believe it or not.
Wow, I told y'all that dude was a beast. He went to Cleveland and went and played with LeBron, and we ain't heard from Kevin Love yet.
Yeah, and his double doubles ended, his statistical high, everything he did in every category all fell off when he went to Cleveland.
Because he was a decoy. They made him a shooter.
You got a championship too.
Yeah, he did.
And I mean, you got a championship and ruined the man's career. The same thing happened with Chris Bosh.
All right, let me ask the next question. The next question is, I'm gonna start with you, Talent. This is my another question. Who has the most career points in the playoffs?
The most career points in the playoffs. That would have to go to playoffs. I'm gonna keep it with Kawhi, man.
Okay. All right. Rodney Perry, who's your thought?
You know what, KD? I'm sorry, KD.
Michael Jordan.
Okay. Fig, who you got?
Michael.
Bingo. The answer is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had the most career points in the playoff. You got to remember all those double doubles he did in the playoffs, and I just asked for playoffs, not overall. And Michael Jordan played more playoff games than Kawhi, so So there's
that. I didn't get the memo. It was of all time. I'm thinking about
now
active players, but that's cool.
I'll get some questions tomorrow about active players playing now. I'll do that.
The name of this segment is "So You Think You Know Sports."
There you. Ooh, see, I told you, my man. So you think you know sports? There you go. That's a good one. Now let's move on to the NBA because there's a couple of things I want to throw out there. First of all, I don't know if you all heard the news this morning, but Victor Oladipo turned down a 2-year extension with the Houston Rockets for $45 million maximum contract. Right? Everybody's saying this because he's waiting till it comes out, waiting to the end of the 2 years. He wants to restructure his deal. I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be my Pelican brief. I don't think he wants to stay in Houston. I think he wants to become a free agent, and I think he wants to see what's getting ready to be out there. I'm gonna throw it out to you, Talent. See what you think. Because Victor Oladipo, who knows? You know what I mean?
I agree with you. I don't think anybody wants to be in Houston. They just lost by 60 last night.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So that shows me that. And the first thing I did was went to the when I see how much lost by, I went to the the lineup and see who was active. Everybody was pretty much active. That means nobody showed up to work. I mean, it was there physically, but they wasn't there. That shows me right now, we're in the middle of the season. They don't want to be there. You just lost in the NBA by 60?
Listen, that's what I was saying. I was saying the same thing. What you think, Rodney Perry?
I mean, I saw that story. He can't sign a deal like that right now. He signed a 2-year deal like that. Then he gonna miss the big money 2 years from now. Right. So whether it's Houston or anywhere else, he just can't sign a deal. And so I think he did a smart thing. And whether he stays in Houston or not is a non-issue. Right.
I agree with that one too. So Fig, what's your last thought?
I think he's out of there, man. I don't think I don't think he wants to be there. The fact that they talent, I didn't even realize they lost by 60 points. Who did they play? And they lost by 60 points. My God.
They played Boston Technical High School. They played Boston Tech High School last night. That's what they played. No, that's a poor man's non-comic joke. But it don't matter who they played. they got destroyed.
I've never heard
the Grizzlies.
They're horrible.
They lost to Memphis?
It was they lost to the Grizzlies. It was like 59 or 50, it was a point shy, but
it was a huge point.
Grizzly.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Memphis ain't looking bad. I mean, you got to think the league is changing. If the Knicks is beating the hell out of people, It's a
Nah.
anything can happen.
No, wait, no.
Rodney, Rodney, the Knicks is gonna be my next story because I was ready to say, do you believe the Knicks in fourth place? The Knicks in fourth place right now. Like if the playoffs ended today,
they'd have the fourth seed. Absolutely.
Yeah, they'd be in the fourth seed right now. And
I was sitting here going, man, big ups to my boys. Talent, Fig,
this
looking good.
This is so disrespectful. Let me tell you how disrespectful Rodney is. This is so disrespectful. This is one of those things where two comedians meet in the city on the same show. A fight break out in the green room, and they like, did somebody steal a joke or something? Nah, the box seats.
Let me ask Fig this question because Fig is a huge Knicks fan. Fig, is the turnaround besides the player, is the heat coming up because of the Knicks, because of this kid Obi Toppin, and if he wins the dunk contest next week, because he's in the dunk contest, if he wins the dunk contest next week, will that help bring more heat and more love back to New York City? What you think, Fig?
No, man. The thing that you have to realize is that New York fans are loyal, and we loyal to our team, win or lose. I'll tell you this: if it wasn't for COVID, the Garden is always packed. We're not like other cities when the team is losing, then people don't go to the game. The Garden is filled whether they win or lose, and I think that's been the Achilles heel of the Knicks organization because no matter what, they always make money. It's not Obi Toppin. It's Julius Randle. That's I
know that. I'm saying besides Julius Randle. I said besides Julius Randle.
Oh, besides Julius.
Besides Julius Randle.
It's quickly.
They finally got back to playing team ball, first of all. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing, Frank, that the energy is contagious. I looked at the game the other night. Derrick Rose hit a buzzer beater.
Yes, sir.
The energy is back.
The excitement, the most exciting rookie is not Obi Toppin, is Emmanuel Quickly. That point guard, he's gonna be something special, man. I mean, I'm watching this first year. Emmanuel Quickly looks really good. But at the end of the day, if you want to sum it up overall, it's Thibodeau and the defense. Well, because at the end of the day, we got the number one defense right now. We got top defense in the NBA.
Yeah, I get that. I just want to throw this out there. The NBA, somehow or another, Obi Toppin wasn't going to be in the slam dunk competition. Now he's in it. I think the NBA wants the Knicks to be back. You know what I mean? I think the NBA wants them to get some heat behind them, and for them to be throwing Obi Toppin in that slam dunk competition, he's favored to win it. I think there's some stuff going on behind that. Let me ask a non-Knicks fan what he thinks about Rodney Perry. What you thinking about this whole Knicks thing? What you thinking about this?
Again, man, I saw the Knicks. I see them guys playing good, but I'm just reminded of how this has happened before. This happened many times before. You get excited over the Knicks and then let your ass down. So I'm just saying, proceed with caution, gentlemen.
Okay, all right.
Proceed with caution. I hope the Knicks continue on their streak. I would be surprised if they did.
The only thing I'll say is that there's four teams or maybe five in the NBA that when those teams are doing well, the NBA seems to do better. It's LA, it's New York, it's Chicago, Boston. What did I say? LA, the Lakers, Boston, Chicago, New York. And I think there's one more, but it's like five major markets. And when those major markets, the team are doing well in those major markets, then the NBA thrives.
Well, Rodney, understand this. Never say New York and caution together. We don't do that. We don't do that.
All right.
And believe it or not, y'all need to make sure you recognize this. The way statistically and TV contracts and everything else, New York City, the New York Knicks is the biggest television market, period, hands down. You know what I mean? Even though it looks like the NBA is making more money with the Lakers, the New York City, New York Knicks is the biggest market for television contract wise. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm asking you guys what you thought of Obi Toppin, because it seemed like they're trying to make sure that the Knicks got to do good, and they're doing good. Let's get the Knicks. You know what I mean? That's what I see it. I see it coming. So
He's got a lot of ups, and his highlight is he got those dunks. You know, is in his reel.
I mean, we see this in history before. I mean, before Michael Jordan got to the Chicago Bulls, they wasn't on TV. No. Nobody wanted to see it because they was getting their asses tore up.
Right.
And so when you start winning, people look. And so it's a good look to see the Knicks at least starting to look like that. If it don't happen now, it could probably they're on the trend. They're trending in the right direction, which is a good look for the Knicks. And like Fig said, for the whole NBA. Because when the Knicks are good, the NBA is good.
All right, let me ask you.
But it might be fool's gold.
Yeah, that's true too. It might be.
Yeah, we got a lot of young players, man. I'm not looking for anything right now. In a year or so,
okay,
we got a lot of young players.
All right, let me ask this next question. Let's keep the conversation going on. Let me ask the next question. I heard these guys going debating this morning, and I didn't like their answer. So I want to see what my boys, my homies in the box seats think. And here's the question: if you're starting an NBA franchise, who would you pick first to start an NBA franchise? Would you pick Luka Doncic or would you pick Joel Embiid? Now, everybody on the panel and everybody else, they picked. Who do you think? Matter of fact, I won't even say it, Talent. I don't want to ruin it. Who would you pick? Joel Embiid?
I know they said Joel Embiid, but I go the other way.
Yeah.
I go with Luka.
You go with Luka. Okay. Now, let me ask you, Fig, who would you go with?
I would go with Joel Embiid. If all things equal, if these players are all healthy and playing at their peak, I go with Joel Embiid. Okay. You can't criticize. You can't criticize.
Yeah, who would you go with?
I always bet on black.
Okay. Now here was the debate. That this is what I thought was crazy. Here was the debate. The debate was literally because Luka is so young and he's such in basketball shape and everything else. They were like, yeah, maybe possibly him, but everybody was picking Joel Embiid. I was like, Luka might be the dude because he turned 22 yesterday. He turned 22. That I didn't realize. I mean, I knew he was young, but I was like, wow. So I don't know. So who we all picking? Like,
well, my thing is the reason I would say Luka is for one reason only is that with Joel, we've seen him be the bad, ugly Joel, and right now we're seeing the good, great Joel. Luka show you one thing. So it's almost like, I don't know if you're capable of being bad. So I'm going with you. What you bring to a team, how you make others better around you and orchestrate running that offense and playing a little D, I'm gonna go with that because I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I mean the dude's a beast. Like listen, I like him. I think I'd start with him because Joel Embiid, he only got motivated when Doc got there. That's my whole big issue with him. His motivation is just not there. So go ahead.
A lot of players look better when they get the right coach. It does, look, it's a nice marriage. You get the right coach and he brings out the best of your ability. I can understand that, but I like Joel Embiid because you can't teach 7 foot, and at the end of the day, he could do damage in the paint. I can't think of one player in the NBA that if Joel Embiid decides that he wants to go to the hole, I can't think of one player in the NBA that can stop him. And that is a higher percentage shot than a 3-point any day of the week.
Right. Let me ask you this. The NBA is very upset, obviously, what's going on with the dunk contest and everything else. So I'm going to ask each and every one of you, should the NBA force certain players to be in the NBA contest, talent, and should LeBron be one of them since he never competed?
I think there's a reason people like LeBron don't compete, and I leave them to that. That's their discretion. I don't think you have to force anybody. I think that the NBA for so many years has been overlooking a crop of guys that, and anybody ever hooped before know this to be true. It's a crop of dunkers in the NBA that they're not looking at or even thinking of, because when they're in their own time, they may not be the best asset to their team. They can't even drop 10 points a game. But dunking is a pastime that especially black player does in his off time. You got some dunkers out there that ain't nobody thinking about. You can find some dunks to put on a dunk contest. It was years ago, I think about 6-7 seasons ago, dunk contest was full of unknown people.
Yeah. Rodney, what you think?
Should they make people play?
Should they make certain players, NBA players, play, and should LeBron be one of them?
Should LeBron be one of them? I mean, I would like to see LeBron in the dunk contest. I mean, his pregame warm up is crazy with crazy dunks, and I mean that could be a really good look. But you can't make nobody play though. You know, you can't make them play.
Yeah, I agree with that part. Fig, what you think?
I definitely don't like the forced play kind of thing. I would have liked to have seen LeBron James a few years back at 36. No, I don't think you take a player of his caliber, his cachet, and all that he has accomplished in his career. I don't think you take a player like that and force him to play in a glorified exhibition. You know, years ago when he started, I would have loved to see LeBron James in the dunk contest, because the dunk contest is always better when the stars showed up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. The Julius Irvins, the Michael Jordan, the Dominique Wilkins. You know, Vince.
Somewhere along the line, the stars stopped coming. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they all got together, but
branding. I think it had a lot to do with branding, because I felt like I think these guys felt like if they lost or they didn't win, that it would hurt their brand.
I think it's money. I think once you start making real money, you know, the beginning, everybody want to do it because that hunger is a different level. And I think once you start getting paid, the more money you make on a consistent level, the more professional you're forced to be. And I think that becomes minute in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. Because
I think also the NBA has deals, but each individual person has deals. Right. So if the NBA got a deal with Kia and they want you to jump over a Kia, you're like, no, I want to jump over a Cadillac.
Yeah.
You know, the NBA like, you know what? I'll sit out. Y'all jumping over Kias this year.
Yeah.
And I think that became you know, a part of it. You know, we as individuals got deals that conflict with the NFL deal. And so because of that.
Yeah, listen, I you know what too? Here's what I think. I think a person like Michael Jordan, let's look at where his stock was in Nike before he won the dunk contest and where his stock went after he won. You know what I mean? That dunk he did became the whole brand, and it was a wrap. So.
And Rodney got a good point. Everybody don't want to jump over Kia. I went to school with Kia. She's a big girl. You know, you gotta have some springs.
Yo, man, I'll go back to something I said a few shows ago. I think if you really want to make the dunk contest exciting and get a lot of people in, you bring in dunkers from outside of the NBA. I was watching a tape on a video on high school dunkers, man. These young boys are monsters.
Yeah.
Monsters.
Yeah. But here's my last question, because we ain't got that much time. My last question, and I'm gonna start with you, Rodney. Do you think the NBA dunk contest is too much of a show now? Because is it too much of flash and glitz and pop and not enough dunking? What you think, Rodney? I'm gonna start with you.
No, I love the dunk contest is what it's supposed to be. You know, now that little thing they try to inject the women into the game with all that little multi thing shoot around. Now that's a pile of doo-doo.
Yeah.
The skills competition.
Yeah. The skills competition. Talent, you got 30 seconds, bro. Tell me what you think.
I like that answer. No, I don't think it's too much glitz and go. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Like Rodney said, it's supposed to be as entertaining as you can make it, because basketball is a fast sport. And if you're doing any other activity other than playing the actual All-Star game, you got to make it as exciting as possible. I agree.
Fig, 30 seconds.
I love the dunk competition and stuff like that, man. It's I think all the frills just take away from the creativity of the actual dunks.
There you go. That's the show. To wrap up your show. Tell us how they can follow you, bro.
Hey, today is Monday, so I do my Motivation Monday at 6:00. Follow me on WEMSradio.com, WEMSradio.com today at 6 p.m. and enjoy the Motivation Monday. Other than that, every day here, Monday through Friday, box seats.
Rodney.
Yo, it's your boy Rodney Perry, man. RodneyPerry.com, website, Rodney Perry Live, all social media, and I see y'all in cyberspace.
Fig.
Yo, you can follow your boy at Comedian Fig, all social media platforms. And let me tell you something, last Monday, just on a whim, I went to Whim's Radio. I mean, Tal was on there, and it was a lot of motivation. So anyway, Monday through Friday, box seats, 1 to 2 p.m., the best damn sports show on TV.
Hey, y'all, that's the show. Tomorrow we got Tony Roberts coming on the show. Wednesday we got Scrunch Show. Looking forward to that show too, man. It's called The Box Seats. I'm Frank Holder. You know what? You can check us out on the Humor Mill app. And as you can see, the comics are bouncing because everybody got to go. We'll see y'all. Same bad time, same bad channel.